All right, beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful,
so we're
beautiful.
being inhumane.
From there, you can look at yourself and be all self-conscious.
I think we're set on ours. So we got you set up. Hopefully. Oh, Candy.
All right.
Okay.
I'm taking my shoes off today, and I'm just relaxing.
Sounds good.
Sounds like a
You know, you do better work
Dream.
with no shoes. I noticed in a lot of things. Shoes just, I mean, not hiking, but
You don't hike barefoot?
I did once, and it didn't end well. I'm not ever going to do that again. Oh, no, I did, sure enough.
Gotta build those calluses up.
Well, I was young and dumb, and I said, who needs shoes and a shirt? And away I went, and it just didn't end well. So now I always wear shoes on hikes.
Candy. Bye now. Candy.
Who knew?
Yeah. Good
Who
girl.
knew?
Good girl.
And on that note,
Well, how else are you going to learn if not the hard way?
read the instruction manual.
Okay,
So-
well, and it is all in the field manual.
That's right.
You would not
Right.
go out without your shoes on.
Out your shoes. You're not like
But I
a
just
Kenyan marathon runner
Completely
across the
disregarded
Sahara.
everything I knew and went without shoes.
And so, welcome to the Cheatcast.
Alright, yeah. Started off with a good story.
There
Yeah,
it is.
that was a good
Where
story.
we've got Chris and Jen here with us from Piggyback Treats, right? Very nice. Tell us a little bit about Piggyback Treats.
So, Piggyback Treats Company has a goal to reduce food waste. What we do
I like
is,
it already.
It's a lot of fun. We piggyback with other businesses and small family farms. We take usable byproduct, human grade byproduct, that would have gone to waste, and we make that into healthy treats for pets.
Very nice. Very nice. So this is an upgrade for me just sharing the milk in my cereal bowl with the cat then.
Yeah, it's the same concept but on a bigger scale.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's awesome. What got you into this?
Well, Candy and Darwin, Candy the chocolate lab and Darwin the little guy here, definitely they were an inspiration. But also I'm a chef. I've been cooking for 17 years.
Ooh.
And in the food industry there's so much waste, so much food waste. And I also grew up on a small farm.
Right.
And throughout my life I've always wondered what more can we do with these things that we're throwing away. And so Piggyback Treats was born. Yes. And it didn't have the name Piggyback Treats. In the beginning, I wanted to make dog treats. I knew it had to be different and it had to be meaningful. I had the idea of using food waste in my head, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to call it or how I was going to finish developing the concept. And then as I was training with Candy and Darwin one day, and they did their most famous trick, it really clicked and occurred to me that it should be Piggyback Treats Company because they piggyback. And
There
it just
it
made
is.
so much sense.
Logical.
Yes,
Very logical.
yeah, it made sense.
So they named the company.
They did.
They did.
Yep. And they like to go with us around the city and meet people and show off their trick
And piggyback?
and piggyback and get lots of love.
Yeah, that is frowned upon in OSHA, especially during fire alarms. Piggybacking.
Piggybacking.
That is fantastic. Yeah, that is excellent. When I first met Chris at the Tai Chi class over at the VA, he was telling me about the mission to this whole thing, and I instantly fell in love with it. The idea of conservation and getting rid of a lot of food waste. I can imagine. I mean, you were in the Navy. You know how much food gets wasted, like going out in the field. And Dave was also in the Army. I was shocked. I remember coming back from the field and dumping all of our sea rats into the dumpster. Like, didn't even try to do anything with it, and just it made me feel dirty on the inside. I still feel dirty about it. Your textile is hard at work. God.
Right. It would be easier for them to throw it away than to recycle it, I guess. You guys are taking that further and recycling
Yeah.
into something useful,
Yeah.
which is what should be done.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the hardest part is taking it a step farther apart. So a lot of these businesses and the farms, they don't know who needs it or what to do with it, and they feel terrible and sick on the inside throwing these things
Right.
away too. So it's really great. I mean, the hardest part for us is sourcing the byproducts. Just going out and finding the farms and finding the businesses who have usable ingredients that haven't gone bad, that are human grade quality. That's really the hardest part. And then making the trip to go pick up when they have things available and making the time in our schedule to use it immediately so that it doesn't go bad, before we can make it into treats. So that is really the hardest part. The easy and fun part is is coming up with new ideas and meeting the people and going out and bringing these guys with us.
Wow.
So,
That's fantastic. So you have like all different varieties of treats, flavors,
yeah.
snacks, species, I would
Yes.
assume.
Yes, we make treats for cats and dogs both. And about everything else in between too.
Really?
So,
the
yeah.
guinea pig?
Yeah,
Really?
yes.
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah,
eat
one
it.
of
I'm
our-
sold.
One of our out of stock treats right now, which will be in stock in a month or so. It's dehydrated pumpkin, and we get pumpkins from farms after Halloween. We take what's left in the fields
Right.
that would have gone to waste. Often farmers will feed them to their livestock if they have livestock, or they'll just pile them up and wait for someone to come take them. So we take them. We cook them down. I cook them in a crock pot, several crock pots. Cook them down, strain out the seeds. We use the flesh that's been cooked down in our pumpkin bones. We use the seeds in our pumpkin seed incentive training treats. And then we also dehydrate strips of pumpkin,
Wow.
which is like a fruit jerky, fruit leather for pets. Yeah.
So you could use any type of produce, like lettuce,
I haven't had the
Spinach.
opportunity to use lettuce yet. I could easily use spinach. Lots of ideas always are circulating through my mind. And I love when people approach me and say, I have this byproduct. Our farm throws away truckloads of zucchini because we can't sell it fast enough. And that's when I get to be creative and, be the chef and figure out recipes. And it's fun. It's so much fun. And it feels really, really good. In knowing that we're preventing things from being wasted.
Absolutely.
and putting them to good use.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
At least stretching it out even farther. You know,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
get so many people that have these farms that do produce and meat and all that. They can only use so much of it, so we stretch it just that much farther instead of letting it just go to a compost pile and
Right.
building up gases and taking up land space.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've kind of tapped into a source where it's like, today people love their pets just as much as their kids, and
Sometimes more so.
Sometimes more so.
Because
Yeah.
they better behave.
Yeah.
They listen a little bit
You
better.
don't argue.
But people have gotten to a point where they do that with their pets, and they want to give them the best. And what better way to give your pet the best treat at such a good cause?
So it's kind of like farm to table. You go to the farm and
Yeah.
collect it,
Oh, yeah.
and then bring it home and
Yeah.
make it.
Yeah, like she said, it's our hardest part of our job is sourcing this stuff. We will look online all day long. We'll find the farmers. We'll find the butchers. We'll find the companies like juice bars and breweries that have this excess byproduct that they're literally paying either to pay to be taken away or just they're throwing it away. And we just reach out to them and we literally just say, hey, we have a solution to your problem. And we'll do it for free.
I mean, this seems like just axiomatic, very, very much so. You go to a restaurant, you go to a butcher, you go to a farm, and say, "Hey, this is what we do." Do you ever get kickback from that, or are people like, "Nah, I don't want your services," or yeah.
Weirdly enough, occasionally we call farms and they're like, not interested. And I'm like, wait a second. You haven't even heard what I want to do. So, a lot of these farms that we work with, the small family farms, they have things like heart, tongue, liver, kidney, tendons, parts that are human grade byproducts, but they just don't have, their customer base is small and they just don't have people buying those things. And often they throw them away, very often. So that's where I try and contact as many small farms as possible so that I can let them know I'm going to buy it from you. I'll buy it from them. I'll pay them an acceptable, great price per pound for their byproducts so that they're making more money for their hard labor and they're not wasting the animal. And it feels really good.
Absolutely.
It's great.
That's a heck of a mission.
Mm-hmm.
It's just awesome.
So
I'm still like
win-win.
sort of watching
Oh,
glow.
Yeah.
You do Bucks County farms a lot, or Chester County? Which?
Oh,
We've
we've reached out to upstate New York, down in Maryland, New Jersey. We
Farms
just
across Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
New York State, Maryland.
But you have to go get it.
Yeah.
we have to
So-
actually go
so,
get it.
yeah.
The starting phase of the company, obviously this kind of work is going to be there that you have to do. I just look at it as these are the growing pains. These are the footwork, to something larger. And like you were just saying, Marcus, about how you're still kind of like washed over. Like when we first started thinking about the company and where it's going to go, you know, she originally just had the idea of like, I want to make treats out of usable byproducts that we rescue from being thrown away. But in the last year of all the positive reviews and feedback from our clients that are now regulars here in the city, we're starting to realize the bigger picture and what Piggyback treats can be on a national, and you can even say global, if you wanted to, because what this company offers is it is a solution. It's something that helps out the small businesses and family farms who need that kind of savings or that little extra, and then we bring it back and say, hey, guess
kind
what?
of jealous right now.
You can use this. So it's really nice to see the reality of what it actually can be.
It can actually grow to a global.
Yeah. You know, like we have a great plan of seeing Piggyback treats nationally go into regions throughout the, you know, coast to coast borders where.
Yeah, it would be really, really great to see a northeast, a southeast, a northwest, and a southwest, and maybe a couple central locations as kitchen facilities run by real chefs who are developing creative recipes using these regionally rescued ingredients. And I just think that would be great. Once we can get the whole model solidified and it makes sense and it's flowing and it works well, I would see no reason why we wouldn't be able to take it outside of our country.
Thank you for joining us for that clip of our weekly podcast. If you want to get more bonage footage or join us for the entire podcast, head on over to Patreon, where our Eagle, Tiger, and Dragon subscribers get access to not only what we cast and talk about, but advanced lessons in your forms, in your Tai Chi, and in your life.